Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today, courtesy to M2109, I'm just gonna call him M. So courtesy to M, we have rank 4 Captain America Sam Wilson gameplay right here in front of us. It does seem to be quite extensive. There are quite a lot of clips. We'll see how many we get through, and I'm quite excited for this one because I have very recently taken this guy to rank 3 myself, and I haven't yet had a chance to play with him a lot. That being said, if you do have interesting rank 4s yourself, or if you think you can do a wonderful showcase highlighting some perhaps underrated champions, best utility cases, then reach out to me. I will leave a link in the video description and in the pinned comment. Only thing you have to do is tap on that link. It will bring you to Evizone site. That is secure messaging service that also has amazing wonderful file transfer capabilities. Just tap on, try it out for free, enter whatever username you want. Your email and your account will be created for you, and you shall be put in touch with me. That being said, let's just jump to it. So the biggest issue with Captain America Sam Wilson for the most players is reality is the damage. And this is not going to be a gameplay with Liquid Courage Double Edge as well. So this is basically just kind of like his flat out damage with the Captain America Infinity War synergy, where you can get those fury buffs that do kind of help with that as well. But if you're looking for big yellow numbers, then this certainly is not a champion for that. However, if you are looking for a utility powerhouse, then this just might be the champion for you. Because in the utility department, the man can definitely slap. Especially with this rotation that we can see here, he's actually very compatible with Liquid Courage Double Edge. Because you build up to your level 3, at which point you get extremely powerful power control. So you power lock the opponent, and once you get to 25 of your sap charges, you consistently keep power draining them for a very long time, and you can be super aggressive and get the most of that precision and those bursts and everything else. And here then you go for level 2, and if you had Liquid Courage Double Edge, at this point the fight would have been pretty much over. So that would be like a level 3 and a level 2. But here we can see consistently that Storm's power bar being drained away, and one level 2 didn't quite do it. He's at 21 sap charges here at this point, 22, 23, 24, perfect. He gets his power drain back on, enters his lock on that lets him bypass miss, inflicts cowardice on opponents, and that Storm is pretty much dead. And that is kind of the rotation that I have been enjoying the most with the champion as well. That being said, let's check out how he does in the Battlegrounds. So we do have about 4 clips for Battlegrounds, and here he is going to go up against the Professor X. I actually find Professor X quite annoying to fight against in Battlegrounds, just because of how much time he can potentially make you waste with all of his falters and everything else. So let's see how he does here. So this is obviously with no synergies, nothing, because it's Battlegrounds. And let's see how long does he take to dispose of Professor X. So here we saw the first cool bit of utility, and that is the fact that he can bypass miss. Second good bit of utility is the fact that as long as he has 1 armor up, he can parry projectiles. And now at this point, after the first level 2, we can see that the fight is already closing to its finish. Obviously, also the fact that he does not crit, but instead of crits, he uses rupture damage, which can let him bypass safeguard, is also extremely useful. And if you finish a fight in about a minute at virtually all your health intact, that's a very good score. 53 points pretty much always gets you the W. Right, and he did get the W there. Let's go on to the next look. Against Ebony Maw, a champion that I personally quite dislike. But again, as long as he has 1 armor up, and here he did get quite unlucky, you can parry projectiles, which obviously is extremely useful against Ebony Maw. And with that lock-on active, he also doesn't have to bother knocking down Ebony Maw all the time, because whilst the lock-on is active, he can bypass miss and actually heal from willpower, and then level 2 practically destroy that Maw. Level 2 practically destroy that Maw, and that was a very good takedown. Now, I wish I knew that he takes Ebony Maw that well. I could have used it previously. But yeah, and again, 53,000 points is a very, very good score in Battlegrounds. So that was definitely quite an impressive matchup there. And now we have Captain America Sam Wilson against Sauron. Another champion that's quite hard on defense. That is, you know, requiring a very specific counter, so to speak. And now here he is. He's locked on. And let's see how he does. So he jumps it at it. Unblockable is Sauron's. He gets parried. That's unfortunate. You hate when it happens. Now lock on is on cooldown. Unfortunately, he did had the steadfast. Now he did use it level 2 without armor ups, and he also didn't have armor ups to auto block this one, unfortunately. But I do think that Sam Wilson is a perfect counter because he can block the unblockable specials from mutants, especially if they gain prowess. And he also reduces their bleed ability accuracy, which definitely can be super helpful. So here he is going. What is he gonna go for? A level 2 whilst the lock-on is active. That inflicts ruptures, and that's Sauron's pretty much dead. Now, I do think that, yeah, Sam Wilson is definitely quite solid. If he can you stop getting yourself parried, man? Come on, dude. Still, 44,000 points, not bad. That can definitely be a W, especially if Kingpin is going up against the Mole Man. Okay, now we have Hercules. Now, this is a matchup that I definitely would not have done with Sam, I think. But it's going to be interesting to see how he does here. So here, Herc is dropping his level 1. And there were a lot of beefy Hercs flown around the Battlegrounds, even though I didn't necessarily think that Herc is, you know, the best champion for this game mode. I personally didn't include Hercules in my deck at all this time around, because, you know, with Safeguard, it does quite mess with him, and he's not necessarily the strongest defender. He can make you waste some time, though, so there's that. Fortunately, those sap charges are starting to expire there. It is quite tricky to get 25 sap charges without the level 3 if you're not, you know, specifically focusing on that. As we saw here, the majority of those sap charges just expired. But that Herc is still getting chipped down in time, I think. I think he has enough time to finish this fight off. He's locked on. And he's going to go for level 2. Level 2 is going to deal some solid amount of burst. And let's see how it's going to go down here. Man, that Herc is just spamming his level 1s. Will he make it in time? I don't think this is the best option for Hercules in Battlegrounds, I'm going to be honest. I think there are plenty of champions who can do it quicker. But still, not bad nonetheless. The first 2 fights were super impressive, though, against Ebony Maw and Professor X. I really like those 2. So now he just needs to wait out the on immortality. But yeah, so this one, he was actually cutting it close. But hey, he still got the W there. He still got the W there. So let's check him out in 616 Havoc. And I actually have quite a lot of gameplay here. But let's just start tearing through it. So we do have Captain America Infinity War synergy here, as we can see. Also, one of the cool things is that Havoc does have high energy resistance, and a lot of counters that you use against Havoc are kind of gimped a little bit because of that. But since Rupture deals physical damage, then Havoc's high energy resistance doesn't really come into play. And Rupture's damage in general is tied to opponent's physical resistance. It can have some downsides, but it definitely can have some upsides as well. So here he's at 21 sap charges, 22 sap. Is he gonna go for level 3? Yeah, he's going. Well, I mean, the fight's pretty much over. He doesn't have to throw the level 3. Obviously, he doesn't have to worry about any detonations, and Havoc is getting consistently power drained, so he can be as aggressive as he wants to be. So he has 6.4 Deadpool, which is, I think, everybody's favorite punching bag there at this point. Right, let's see. So he should be able to do quite well against Deadpool. Obviously, class advantage, and there isn't too much that would hinder Captain Sam. But let's just see what kind of numbers we can get out of this guy. So he got 10 sap charges there, 11. He still hasn't activated his lock on yet. I think he's gonna do it just before he reaches level 3, because that is typically what you want to do in like a level 3 rotation type of situation, where you want to activate your lock on just as you are ready to throw a level 3, and then basically race to level 2 being overly aggressive, because opponent cannot use their special attack, so you are free to be as aggressive as you want, get the maximum potential out of that precision buff, because every time you strike the opponent it gets paused, and as an end result there, you quite safely always end up reaching 25 sap charges, and with that, again, even after power lock ends, you don't need to worry about them throwing special 3. And again, a solid level 3, level 2 rotation. Power Snack Outburst. Okay, let's see what happens against Power Snack Outburst in 7.22. So I do not necessarily exactly remember this lane, but here we can see that he's clearly getting quite a lot of fury buffs there. Here we can see that he's clearly getting quite a lot of fury buffs. And he's feeding that Power Snack all the time, I believe. Wait, where are the armor ups? Oh, here, finally he gets an armor up. So he's gonna try and get in lock on in a sec. No, yes, no. Come on. Do you need that lock on? And there's annoying disorient along the way. And yeah, here he goes for a level 3. And again, this rotation definitely would be dealing more damage if you are running Liquid Courage Double Edge. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of like the champion. He's, clearly all of his utility can very easily be used without Liquid Courage Double Edge. And, but if you do put those on, he can handle them well enough. And that really does help with finishing out fights significantly quicker. Right, let's move on to 745. Let's see which fight he does there. Wombo combo against Professor X. We already know that he's a fantastic Professor X counter, because he can parry projectiles, he can bypass miss, and that's virtually everything that you have to worry about. And if that wasn't enough, then he is also capable of blocking unblockable special attacks and auto-blocking specials against mutants, even if they are unblockable. So he's a very, very good counter against these guys. If you have the lock on, obviously, he bypasses the miss. But again, he's not going for that. He's going to go for level 3 before he activates his lock on, because that seems to be the game there. So he has 20 promise buffs active. Well, had for a while anyhow. Okay, so he has reached level 3. Wonderful. He triggers the falter. Probably wants Professor X to use his level 2 before that. Now he needs to wait out that power lock from Professor X, as he does. And I think now it's the time for him to drop his level 3. Now let's see that burst straight up afterwards. Here we are. He's at, what? Only 10 sap charges though, and he did throw a special attack. That kind of sucks. That kind of stinks a bit. Something didn't happen quite right here. So I have a feeling something didn't happen quite right with this special 3. But either way, let's see how he finishes off this fight now. 3 fury buffs from Cap Infinity War Synergy. Red Wing is ready. That means he can get locked on. And will that level 2 be enough? Even if he doesn't lock on? No, but he will lock on. Perfect. Gets the 5th fury, bypasses the falter, and that is gonna finish off the job there. 746. Let's see what happens there. And then we have some Alliance War fights as well. That's gonna be quite interesting. So this is definitely a quite comprehensive showcase of Captain America Sam Wilson. So we have an unblockable Mr. Sinister, who is not unblockable anymore. Wonderful. Because this, oh, I remember this lane. I do think I remember this lane. They are unblockable unless you have an active armor buff. But every time you parry, you can power control them. And thanks to that power control, obviously, it is very, very manageable if you kind of slow play a bit. But let's see what is he gonna do here. And besides of all of that, he also gets the passive furies from the CavEQ tech node here, which they chose to add. And I have a feeling that Mr. Sinister now is in for a world of pain, because he has 9 passive furies there. He can't use his special attacks. If he wanted to, he's about to get power drained. Every time he's going to get parried, he's going to lose more power. And yeah, those bursts now at this point are dealing huge amount of damage. Now that's actually going to be quite interesting. Next monthly CavEQ, I want to try out how Sam is going to work out there with those nodes. I think he should be very, very compatible. Now we have AW lane 6 Apocalypse. Now lane 6 is the mutant lane that basically empowers the champions that have access to prowess and make them much more deadly by letting them go unblockable or just increasing their special attack damage quite significantly. And now we're going to be able to see how Sam Wilson deals with that. So we can see that the special attack is unblockable, but auto block saved him. So he tried to evade that Apocalypse is level 1. Didn't quite succeed there, but auto block came in clutch and did it for him. So again, he tried to evade it, didn't quite do it, and auto block just parried that level 2, as it should. So as long as he has an armor up, though, I think if he doesn't have an armor up, he might be in a bit of a trouble. But he nails this evade just on time. He nails this evade and does get his armor up as well. So here is Apox level 2 once again. So now he has built up to level 3, and past this point, I think he's pretty much going to be able to nuke down this fight. But it's a very good showcase of that auto blocks ability, where, you know, if you are up against a champion whose special attack is hard to evade, that auto block came in clutch. 2 special attacks in a row, I think. And now Apoc can't use his specials. He's getting those sap charges placed on him like nobody's business. He has 4, and he's dead already. Quite sweet, if you ask me. Very sweet Apocalypse takedown. Lane 6 Bishop. Now, Bishop is the mutant champion that Nimrod struggles with the most. So I'm very, very interested in this fight as well, because, you know, if you can get a perfect or better Bishop counter available to you, you should, because Bishop can be a fairly frustrating champion to go up against. So here, again, Bishop is going to go for his level 2, but he just takes it in a block, because thanks to increased armor rating, it didn't even hurt all that much. And we can see that Bishop isn't gaining any prowesses against this guy either way. He just goes straight to level 2 and nukes down. Very, very straightforward Bishop fight. Not a single issue there. Lane 6 Guillotine 2099. Interesting. Let's see what happens here. So again, we do have the Captain America Infinity War synergy to give those Furies to help out the damage output a wee bit. And let's see how he does here. Now that was, I think, quite risky. I think that was quite risky, because you should have dropped the heavy, my friend. You should have dropped the heavy there. And then if he had dropped a heavy, then Guillotine couldn't power burn him either, I think, if he had the steadfast buff active. And now he does have the steadfast buff active, and at level 2 just absolutely nukes that Guillotine. And we have AW lane 6 Hard Knock Life. Now this is a fight that I did want to see, because Hard Knock Life is always an annoying node to go up against. So every time you parry, you basically get Disorient placed on you, unless you have the steadfast buff. Now there was some lag, unfortunately. It's fine. So he just needs to nail one parry, which he did, and now he can parry bypassing Hard Knock Life. And every time he does parry, and on this node, he's actually going to get, I think, 2 sap charges. Yeah, he gets 2 sap charges, deals an instant burst of damage to Hitmonkey as well, and has very little to worry about. And Hitmonkey does go down. That's one of the coolest interactions and one of the most valuable interactions, I think, where you can ignore the nodes that would mess you up when you parry. For instance, he can pretty much ignore Stunning Reflection, or at the very least, he's not going to get stunned from Stunning Reflection and stuff like that. But I think that is about all that I have to share with you. I am very happy with this showcase. Huge, huge, huge thank you to M. And remember, guys, if you do want to submit your own showcases, just reach out to me. All my contact information is in the video description below. I will also leave a pinned comment. Just tap on the Amazon link, click on try it for free, enter your company name and email. Your account's going to get created for you and you're going to be put in touch with me, and it's going to be a perfect way to reach out to me and send in your footage. Or if you have any more questions, reach out to me in any other way. Drop a comment in comment section and or send me a line message or anything else. All that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and I will catch you guys later. See ya. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about